The last thing we're going to take a look at is Dave.
Yeah.
People need to, and I'm going to say it again. Aaron Rodgers.
You know what?
What?
That's great and all. I don't even want to respond to this right away.
Relax.
I'm going to go get another drink. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Then I will start it while you get a drink. Me and Soapy
That's
can
what
talk
I'm thinking.
about it.
I don't even want to hear this Bulls blow-up conversation. I'm just going to add my thoughts in right off the top. I didn't want to hear it yet. We look like ass 9 times out of 10, but we see a little bit of hope every once in a while out of these players. 3 games, people. Wendell Carter should have never shot the basketball for the first
early
game
season reactions, Dave. Early season.
The first game, Wendell Carter, after watching that game, I was like, Wendell Carter shouldn't even have hands to shoot a basketball in a basketball game.
Well, he had one good jump shot. Like, he was better in the last one.
He had like 1 of 10 in his first game.
Yeah,
I was like, this man doesn't deserve to shoot the ball.
But I'm saying in the Golden State game, he was better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Better. Like, it's early. It's so hard. We have such limited vision, and I hate early season overreactions, but I love them at the same time. You know?
Well, here's my thought. Dave can go get a drink. Soapy and
I don't want to leave anymore.
You're like, I don't want to leave. I'm done. It's like when Dave, I got to take a piss. And then the conversation just reels them in.
We'll keep going. Yeah.
So here's my thing. Bulls fans. Like, I have heard so much about we should blow up this team. After fucking game 1, it was we should blow this team up. Which, first off, if you haven't, I do reactions to every Bulls game. Well, I didn't do it for the first 2 because I was like, do I want to put myself through that headache? I got messages.
We had the worst loss of the season, perhaps the worst opener game of the season I've ever seen.
I got messages on Twitter. I got hit up on Twitter. I'm like, fuck, I got to fucking do this. The people want to see it. So they are back. My Bulls reactions will be on the YouTube page. But game 1, it was the like, have you guys not heard what I've been saying about the Atlanta Hawks? About how they've made pickups and like they're gonna
none
be
of those guys even played,
team.
Ricky.
Well, even besides the fact,
Rondo, Gino Gallinari, and Chris Dunn didn't play in that fucking game.
But the team is good. Like Bogdan did. Bogdan played in that one. Like
one of their acquisitions.
Trae Young is gonna get better this year. Cam Reddish is better than what people want to think he is.
Capella didn't play. Like literally all of their additions.
John Collins is good. Like that's the thing. The Hawks are a good team. That's the problem. The Hawks are a good team, and they'll be even better when they have those guys. The Pacers, everyone's like, oh, the sky is falling. And I was like, do you not understand the Pacers are going to be a playoff team this year? Yeah, we thought they would take a step back and be maybe the 7th seed, but they're still a GD playoff team, Dave. Then Golden State, which I will say, not a great loss, but like I said, what else did, like, everyone wanted to focus on that last possession. Oh, the defense wasn't good. Billy D didn't draw up a good scheme. What the fuck do you want him to do? They made sure Steph or Wiggins, the 2 best players on that team, did not get the ball. Damian Lee just made us pay. Lee's got game. Lee got game, Dave. You gotta let it Lee. Let it Lee, Dave. Let it Lee. Don't blow, like... Don't blow this up. Here's the thing that Bulls fans have to understand. I swear, Soapy, I'm going to ask you a question, so don't feel like you're going to be out of this. Arturas and Mark Eversley, this is their first year. Did we expect everything to just be like, boom, we're a championship team? No, that's not the right expectation to have. Yes, we thought the Bulls would do better. You and I did the usual thing we do of like, oh, there'll be a play-in tournament thing, blah, 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 blah. Maybe that was even too high. But I think we need to take this entire season to realize what we have. Like everyone's...
Take it out back and shoot it behind the shed.
No, I think 3 games in is too much of an overreaction to do that because... The thing, and I love the guy. I love him. We met him in person, like I said, at the Bulls store after the Bulls beat Jimmy Butler and the Sixers, which was a great game. But I know him as Mike 2K. Now he's iced out money on Twitter. And he even brought up you blew it, and he was pissed after the Warriors lost. And I did the gif of Baymax, like it's going to be okay. He said, nope, blow it up. And sent me a trade of Zach Levine to the Nets for Prince, TLC, Shamet, and 2 firsts this year in 2023. And To me, if you're looking for trades from the Bulls, there should only be one trade we look for, like at least one trade we look for this season, and that Otto goddamn Porter. And it's going to be towards the trade deadline. Hope that somebody who's in a playoff run wants him because hopefully he's playing somewhat well. I don't think we trade Zach this year. I don't think we trade Lowry. Like, this is the year where AK is going to look and go, okay, what do we have? And then in the offseason decide, okay, who can I wheel? Who can I deal? Next season, who can I wheel? Who can I deal? Because everyone, and it's the Zach Levine one that I hate because everyone wants to, it seems like everyone wants to get Zach out of town. 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 A, he's our best player. B, he is still young. He's what, 24, 25, I think still? Which means he's not out of our, like, it would be different if he was like 27, 28. And it's like, okay, he's out of our timeline. Like, he can still be in our timeline. I would rather the Bulls take the time, realize what we fucking have, especially with him, and then if you want to trade him next year, because there will be a team that wants Zach Levine next year, even if he's only on the last year of his contract, because he can contribute to a playoff team at the least. Soapy, you are on the outside of the whole Bulls fandom. I want to ask you what your thoughts are on everything, but mainly the, like, am I letting my Bullsdom get in the way of don't trade Zach this year, see what you got from him and the team, and then make a move from him maybe in the offseason or next season if you still want to move on from him?
Yeah. I am going to preface my whole what I'm about to do. People may have heard me say different takes. I'm going to step away for a second. Every take that I make in the Discord, mind you, this is a disclaimer for anyone who's in the Discord to hear me talk about the Bulls. Right. I purposely just throw out just blow it up. Just blow it all up. I do it just
haven't noticed.
Dude. Man, I gotta have some fucking fun. I can't be like blow up the Pistons. What the fuck are we gonna blow up? We're basically blowing up a dead body. But I think it's one of the things that I think the Bulls should look at the roster this year, and especially with new management coming in, this is going to be the year I think they decide, is Zach going to be the guy? I think it's, you give it this whole year. And obviously, if there's not substantial progress, you start looking at like, okay, who's on the chopping block? I think it's one of those things of, I still really like Wendell Carter. Now, granted, he's had a really bad start to the season, but I think it may just be like, he may just be in a slump right now. Like, I think that's what it is. Lowry's starting to look pretty good. Levine obviously is still Levine. He's putting up good numbers. Kobe's been kind of on and off a little bit, but once again, it's kind of what he is. That's why, because I think
second-year player, Discord, by the way, too.
Yeah, but because I know in the Discord we made the comparison of like he's almost kind of like Jamal Murray, of where like he's either hot as the fucking desert or he's as cold as the Arctic. And it's one of those things that I think this is the year that you look over it, and it's like I say, I think the two untouchables are Kobe White and Patty Williams. I almost said Patty Mills, because I'm so used to saying Patty Mills, but fair. I think those two are the ones that you're like, okay, no, untouchable, because these are young enough that they can mold them into what they want. Because, for instance, Levine and Kobe are like the same player. And I think it's they're similar enough players of where it's like, for instance, I think the main thing that's causing Kobe to struggle now is they're making him do something he's not good at. They're asking him to be the main ball handler for the team, which he's a good ball handler when he's scoring. Because like the best playmaker on the team is probably Sato.
Yeah, it is. It's not even close. It's
Sato. Yeah, and even at that, his ball handling isn't good enough to have him be like your guaranteed best playmaker, because it's like he's not generating offense off the dribble. Like, it has to be like a pick and roll play.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things of, I think, give it this season, because obviously if you suck, you have a chance at really good point guards that are at the top of this board.
Yeah.
Like, and hell, even if it's not a point guard, you have a chance at people who play other positions as well that can fill in that spot, who can take this team to the next level, potentially. It's one of those things that I think it's just, People need to reel in the expectations. Obviously, it's one of those things, you guys are coming off a season with Boylan. You're coming off, a disappointing season because, I know you guys hyped it up. It's like, oh, we could be a playoff team. We could do this. We could do this. As I hear every year.
Playing tournament team. Does that count as a playoff team?
I mean, technically.
It's like playoff adjacent.
Yeah. It's basically like the participation trophy if you don't win. Yeah. Like I tried. Yep. But I think this year is really going to be okay, something needs to happen after this year if there's not substantial growth. Because then at that point, because I view this team as there is so much talent, but this talent doesn't seem to fit with each other. Of where it seems like there's not that type of player who would bring them together. Mm-hmm. And I think, and honestly, I know some people would be like, oh, that's not what the problem is. I think they all have the scoring capability, but none of them pass. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, I'm scoring. You are benefiting from me scoring by you being open because of the offense I generate. The only thing is, people are open. No one's passing it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask this then, because you bring up a good point of, and this is going to sound asinine. Should Bulls fans be hoping? Because if that's our problem, which I agree, fucking Kobe looks to pass sometimes, but the thing when he does look to pass, he's not a real point guard. So sometimes they're not good passes, or he's got that one hiccup of he thinks about it 1 second longer than he should, and then messes up.
It's not natural.
Should we be hoping then for Jalen Suggs over Cade Cunningham because he's more of a assister than Cade Cunningham is? Or I don't
think so.
Or are we only seeing that because Cade Cunningham is the only one on his team that can do anything, so of course he's not going to pass the ball to those scrubs?
No, I mean his team's legit shooting 20% from the field. He would have about 7 or 8 assists a game. Okay. If his team could hit a fucking shot, the same way John Morant would average about 12, in college, had his team been able to hit any shots.
Good point.
Cade Cunningham is by far the best player. You have to take him number 1. There's no option.
No, I mean even if the Bulls on number if we end up number 2,
100% cool with that.
Should Bulls fans want that more than Cade Cunningham is what I was kind of throwing out there. I was just
that's like saying I want number 2 in the 2003 draft so I can go get Dwayne Wade.
D-Wade's not bad.
I'll take LeBron James still.
D-Wade's not bad.
D-Wade's not bad, but he's not LeBron James. He's not the greatest of all time.
I don't know. Could Cade Cunningham be Hakeem Olajuwon, and we'll get Michael Jordan at number 2, Dave?
It's not I mean, we do have that similarity already from literally last year, watching John Morant go 1 pick after the fat sumbitch Zion Williamson.
It's been 1 year, Dave. Let's see. It's been 1 year. It's been one GD year. And, both of them have injury histories now. We can throw that out there. But
much less severe than being too fat to play basketball.
Well, I mean, he had the knee stuff. That was why they kept him out of summer league. I agree with Soapy in the sense of just let the year play out. I said because I had a long text chain with Mike 2K. And just the part of it that really hit home is I said, I don't want to trade Zach right now. I feel like people are too quick to move off him, but I understand the value we could get for him. And Tim was trying to say, kind of saying that in Twitch chat of the benefit of trading him and giving up cap space, but he's going to be gone next year anyways. I don't agree with the last part. I think there's a chance that Zach, unless he gets traded, he'll re-sign with the Bulls. Mike 2K then said, I agree, it's too early to trade him. However, we wait too long and the value may drop a bit. I like the direction this team is heading, but we cannot keep him if every score is 20-plus loss, a tough loss to below a 500 team. And it gets to my point, and that's what I did in the last one, if I agree. I feel like Zach needs to be a 20, ideally he needs to be a 27 to 30 point guy. That's what he needs to be. If he's going to be the number 1, that's what I need to see him averaging as he can, and that's the thing, he can, but he's not right now. That's the problem. I think he can though.
because the offense is trying to deviate away from Zach Levine carrying the team. This is Billy Donovan trying to tell Wendell Carter to shoot the ball 10 times a game. He's trying to tell Lauri Markkanen to shoot the ball 10 times a game. He's trying to tell Kobe White to shoot the ball 10 times a game. He's trying to tell everybody to take as many shots so he can kind of weed through who has the confidence, who has the ability, who can we trust going forward. I think a lot of this early season is very much just trying to figure out what the fuck am I working with? And how am I going to get a team that is so incredibly turnover prone to win a basketball game? Because it doesn't matter if we can get a guy who even averages 5 assists a game, which would be a fucking miracle at this rate for this team, because they're going to turn over the ball 6 times. Like, it's a very frustrating thing to watch. And the one thing that I'm so unhappy about is the fact that we didn't address getting a true point guard or facilitator for this roster, period, during the offseason.
I'm dumb. Tim was talking about Otto there, not Zach. That was my bad, Tim. But like, I agree with you because I even said
he's our second best player.
No, he's about the part of like benefit of trading him to give up cap, but he's gone at the end of the year.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm more so trading him to try to get a pick, even if it's a couple seconds. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather get something out of him.
Get Rosen for Otto Porter and give up a pick.
Like, I feel like if we don't trade Otto this year, it's like when we didn't trade Powell.
Yeah, it's similar.
Like, we should have traded Powell instead of letting them walk. But the last part is kind of like what you were saying, Dave. I said I feel like we shoot for Cade, Suggs, or Io in the draft. Then choose between Zach and Lowry, because I mapped out. It's like, okay, if we get one of the rookie point guards, lineup 1 is rookie point guard at the 1, Kobe at the 2, Zach at the 3, Patty Will is then at the 4, Wendell at the 5, or lineup 2, if we decide to trade Zach, rookie point guard, Kobe at the 2, Patty Will at the 3, Lowry at the 4, Wendell at the 5. Like, I think the choice this year will be, are we going to keep Zach? Are we going to keep Wendell? Are we going to keep Zach? Are we going to keep Lowry? I think at the end, I think AK will be choosing one or the other.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think we keep both after this season.
No, I honestly don't even like Kobe White, so I would rather
after
keep Zach.
one season and 3 games, you're already off of the Kobe White.
I think I was off Kobe White pretty early. I'll be honest with you. I love the fact that he can score from everywhere.
Go ahead, Soaps.
No, I was just saying, Dave's got a point. Dave really did not care for Kobe that much.
Good point.
Like, again, the guy can score if he gets hot, but like, if his upside is Lou Will, I'm sorry, that's not exactly fantastic. That's not what we need in a franchise player. Zach Levine is literally putting up stat lines that are similar to the top players in the NBA.
Yeah, good.
And I feel like he doesn't get looked at the same way because we're such a shit team. And he's kind of, he's Devin Booker light. He's Donovich light. He's just a step down or a half step down even from that top tier of the next guys in the NBA. And it's frustrating because I think Kobe White is someone who, like, he needs a lot of work to get to a point where he would be able to fill the shoes of Zach Levine. And we're talking about, they should move Zach and let Kobe start and all this. Fuck all of that noise. It's going to take a while. I'm all for going to get like a veteran point guard in the offseason or even mid-season if we have to, like, to come be, someone who can actually run an offense, because it's incredibly frustrating to watch Kobe White struggle, Zach Levine struggle trying to do his best out there too. Like, literally, just the turnovers and the mistakes are what's so frustrating. As a Bulls fan, I'm okay with losing games. It's the way we're losing games, the lack of effort on defense, the turnovers, the dumb mistakes. It all piles up into like this frustrating amount of just like, I don't want to fucking watch you guys right now, but I'm so angry at you, I can't not.
Yeah, and one thing that I wanted to kind of bring up as well, it almost feels like there's like a defeatist mentality. Like, if the Bulls get down, it almost feels like there's times where like they stop fighting back. Like obviously, the Hawks game's kind of a different example because at one point they were down 40, they got up 20. But even at that, like, the Hawks basically stopped trying at that point. They're just like, fuck it, roll whoever we want out there. But like, it almost looks like at times of when the Bulls go down, like let's say like 10 points or something, it almost looks like everyone kind of gets down on themselves and like, fuck, we're not coming back. Like, I almost think they would benefit from a veteran point guard who could motivate this team.
Yeah.
Like if someone gets down the point guard, it's like, no, fuck you. I'm getting you open, and you're hitting the shot, and we're back in this game. Like I feel they need that type of player, especially because this team is young as hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
we have no
you need that.
We have Garrett Temple who gave us COVID.
No, it was actually the other guy.
It's a joke. Was it Otto or was it?
No.
Talking about free agents.
Why can't I remember his name? Whatever. It wasn't Gary Temple.
Okay.
I made the joke earlier this season, but it wasn't actually Gary Temple.
You talking about because it was a free agent that came in, right? Noah Vonleh that we cut.
It was Noah Vonleh.
Noah Vonleh.
Yeah, shout out to Noah Vonleh. He's been on every team and he gave COVID this time.
But I mean,
broad gift.
I don't hate what you're saying, Soapy, because like free agency could be a thing, especially yet again if we move on from Lowry. If we either trade, if he does well this year, and let's say AK goes, fuck it, we're not going to re-sign him. We're not going to wait for a team to match him. Let's trade him now. Or if they go, hey, you want to go somewhere, we're going to work a deal out where it's like a team matches and AK goes, well, we're going to match that, but hey, we'll work a sign and trade out with you so that you can go ahead and get him. Like that could be an option with Lowry because like in free agency, I was looking more at the 5 in case we wanted to get rid of Wendell. But point guards, it's Chris Paul, but his is a player option. And then if I scroll down the list, you have Drew Holiday, yet again a player option. Kyle Lowry's a free agent in 2021.
Lowry would be great, but I'm going to guess he's going to either stay with the Raptors or go for a contender.
Dinwiddie, injured and player option. But the injury plays into maybe him taking it. Dennis Schroeder, he'll be a free agent.
I think I'm already working an extension on him.
Lonzo Ball, if he hits free agency, do we bring Lonzo Ball in?
Would love to have someone who can pass the ball like him.
But he would be restricted to where the Pelicans would be able to match. And then like Mike Conley.
Yeah. Who I think everybody expects to take a discount. But, you know, if we paid him a butt ton of money. Because, again, I'm a realist as far as free agency is concerned. Nobody wants to come play for Chicago. We're second out at best.
Yeah, so. And when I was saying the bringing a veteran point guard, like, if you are planning to move Otto this season, like try to move him for at least like if you can't get a pick for him, like try to at least move him for like a veteran point guard of sorts. Because like I don't know if it'd be possible, but if the Bulls could try to go for Grant Hill, I think it's Grant Hill. I'm dumb. Grant Hill is a retired basketball player. Completely fucking ignore me.
You're talking about George Hill.
Sorry, I don't know why. I thought I would. My brain just was like Grant Hill, Piston guy. Let's go, baby. And I'm just like, no. What about George Hill? Like, I feel George Hill could be a player who could be on the move this season because who knows? Maybe Presti's like, fuck it, I'll spin him and do another pick.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get a late one from like the Nets or the Lakers or some shit like that. Though it feels like a contender's gonna want him. Maybe even the Sixers if they can't get James Harden. That's why I think he might be out of our reach there. I would be happy getting someone. You know, my dream. Yeah, this is a sad dream. But the thought I had was, if LaMelo Ball plays really well, maybe we can try to get Devontae Graham. Like, maybe they'd be willing to part with Devontae Graham for something.
Wouldn't need him to shoot. We would just need him to pass.
Well, he can do both. So
I mean, cool. I'm just saying, like, right now I know his shooting percentages are duty. I know it's 3 games. Don't shoot my head off.
He shot the shit out the ball last year and still had decent enough percentages. So not really concerned with that.
Question I have, and this is the last thing I'll kind of throw out there, is do you think this offseason could we get a first-round pick for either Kobe or Wendell? More so Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
What range, like what's the highest range you see that first-round pick being?
Well, Kobe White depends on how he plays. Like, if he looks like he has the first 3 games where he's either hot and cold or if he can find some consistency. Like, if he can learn to fucking average decent averages, then we could probably get like maybe pick maybe 12, maybe the very back end of the lotto. You know, somewhere in that range. Wendell, I have no idea. He has been even more like ends of the chart than Kobe, and he has injury history. So like that's unfortunate.
Because the thing I almost think about is, and yet again, this is all going off of like big boards, and right now is could AK spin it to where we trade Kobe in the offseason? We get an additional, let's say we get a late lotto first round pick. Some people, non-Bulls fans, may say we're smoking crack. Whatever. We're just using it for the sake of argument.
Maybe Kobe plus, obviously, for that deal.
Yeah, Kobe plus. Let's say then we're bringing back Zach and Lowry.
Sure.
Then we would have ideally top pick point guard, either Cade, Suggs, somebody. So rookie point guard, Zach at the 2. Probably Williams would be our starting 3. Lowry at the 4, Wendell at the 5. Do we, with that second pick then, go to get like, if a Book Knight falls a little bit, if a Corey Kispert is there for his 3-point shooting, if a Zaire Williams, who might be a little bit more of a project, but hey, he's not going to be a starter right away, could we then go ahead and basically we're flipping Kobe for someone in this draft that can help us either at the 2 or the 3 to supplement in like those positions, basically?
I don't know if Corey Kispert or Book Knight would be an upgrade from just having Kobe White play off the bench.
Okay. Because like centers, it's just for me, like if you're looking for a center to replace Wendell, it's after right now, yet again, we're early in the draft stuff. It's like you're looking at a lot of guys who are international, and then what, Luka Garza? Potentially?
Yeah, who's not worth the top pick on.
Because there's potential
center who is stashed overseas already.
Yes. Yeah, true. We got the he popped off the other day. Someone put it in the Discord. The second rounder, so who knows? But yeah, it's like I don't think we blow the team up, but I think this will be a year where our front office looks at things and basically says, "Hey, what are we going to do with this team?" Guys, we're at the beginning. We're at the beginning of a new management.
Dotson get minutes. That's where I'm at, Ricky, already. I want to see Devin Dotson get legitimate minutes on this.
Hometown kid, baby. Hometown, young Bulls fan. Grew up a Bulls fan. I would love to fucking see that. Kansas kid. Any final thoughts from you guys about anything we talked about?
No. I just wanted to point out a triple-double almost alert.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle.
The tornado?
22, 10, and 9. He's getting close.
Also from...
And also 6 fucking turnovers, so GG me.
Damn.
Yeah, that's right.
And Tim right now says, good news for Chicago. We're up 70-61 right now against Washington.
Apparently Embiid's grabbing a hamstring. That's great news for Jake.
We'll talk about that tomorrow, probably, just like the John Morant injury. That's going to do it, though, for us, MVP Sports Live tonight. Thank you guys for doing everything that you do, talking to us in Twitch chat, watching the show. Remember, join the Discord if you haven't already. Greatest community on the internet. Link down below in the description, or you can put !Discord into Twitch chat to get that link right now. If you want to support us, patreon.com/MVPvids is how you do that. Again, link down below, !Patreon into Twitch chat. Get you that link so you can get rewarded for supporting the channel and helping us out. Twitch.tv/MVPvids is where we're at every Monday through Friday live talking about sports each and every day. We're also, though, at MVP Sports on YouTube, so follow, like, sub everywhere so you never miss anything from MVP. Dave and I will be back tomorrow for another jam-packed show, probably talking Joel Embiid injury, because as Jake says, he needs to be held very tightly tonight because he is sad that Embiid is grabbing at his hamstring, so we'll probably take a look at that. But thank you guys for doing everything you guys do, and as always, have a good day, everybody.
Bye.